good morning. Well, good afternoon, and welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. It is Thursday, January 28th already. The feast day of St. Thomas Aquinas. He's a friar and doctor of the church, and the most talked about saint, I feel like, at seminary. Because everything we go off of in theology seems to go off of Thomas Aquinas. So he has a pretty large use, I guess, here, and impact within the Catholic Church and many teachings of the Catholic Church. Anyway, so he's the patron saint of academics, philosophy, which I dread, and theology. So there we go. Today's gospel is from Mark chapter 4, verses 21 through 25. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. He said to them, "Is a lamp brought in to be placed under a bushel basket or under a bed, and not to be placed on a lampstand? For there is nothing hidden except to be made visible. Nothing is secret except to come to light. Anyone who has ears ought to hear, or anyone who has ears to hear ought to hear." He also told them, "Take care what you hear. The measure with which you measure will be measured out to you, and still more will be given to you. To the one who has, more will be given. From the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away." Okay, so we've got another parable of the lamp today. As you know, this parable, through that lamp, is Jesus is trying to challenge us to stand out, and to be an example, and not to hide away. And not to hide away from the faith. Because if you go back in those days especially, well, even today, modern times, but it's always been extremely challenging for Christians, especially the first Christians, because they were cruelly persecuted for being Christian, where they had to hide their faith. Otherwise, they would be tortured or imprisoned and killed because of it. So just think how more impactful and more of a challenge it would be back then than what it is now. But even parts of the world, it's like that again. We just don't know about it as much and hear about it or research it enough. But anyway, so this oil lamp, Jesus is saying, you bring it into the house to provide light, so it's not hidden under the bed. You set it on a lampstand to have the most impact, and that's what he's challenging us to do, as well as having an ear for truth, because there's a lot of noise in the world, and there's a lot of people talking, but you want to make sure that you speak and listen to truth from others, but then also from ourselves. So that is all that's going to lead into the challenge today. We'll just make it short and sweet. How do we proclaim and show our faith to those around us, and also do we have a strong groundwork in our faith, so that whenever we hear other things, we can become a critical thinker on it and not just accept it as true. So otherwise, good luck doing that, as I will continue to try to strive and do that myself. Have a great day. God bless, and keep it real. In the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.